Good morning, everybody. If you are jumping on live, let me know in the comments that you are there. I'd love to say hi. If you're catching the replay, drop me a hashtag replay. This is my very first time going live in Instagram, so this is all very new and different for me, and the butterflies are real, right? I'm jumping on this morning to have a chat to a beautiful lady in the online space. Her name is Emma, and I'm just gonna go and see if I can find Emma. It's all very different in southeast Queensland, in a beautiful little spot down there. She's got a little bit of acreage. She's got a bunch of horses which she uses for her horse therapy business. She loves to be able to help other people heal themselves through horses, which I just think is such a beautiful thing. And I've actually never really had the chance to speak to Emma about that, so I'm excited to hear a little bit more about that today. And we'll see if hopefully I've done that right. I know when someone interviewed me for the first time the other day, it took it a little minute for it to show up to me that I could join. So we'll see what happens when she jumps on. And so I'm just really excited. And one of the reasons I asked Emma to join me today is because we are both off to San Diego next month, which is really, really incredible. We're going to be Emma Ryan is unable to join. Why are you not able to join, Emma? Oh, there we go. Emma Ryan joined. Does that mean she's on? Invite again. Oh, here we go. What's happening here?
Hello. Let me just turn this around.
Awesome.
I'm here.
Hello. Thank you, Instagram gods.
We're doing this.
We are doing this. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I was just telling everyone it's my first time doing this on Instagram. It's very different to Facebook. So, yeah, thanks for your patience, everybody. Welcome, Emma, and thank you so much for taking the time out quite early on your Friday morning. You look fabulous. You're shining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I hope my background noise is not too loud. Let me know if you're having trouble hearing me or anything like that, and I might have to shift my car or something like that. But I'd love for you to just share a little bit about your story. I've just been telling them that you have horses which you use for your horse therapy business, helping others heal themselves. I'd just love for you to tell a bit about yourself.
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you. I have a horse therapy business where I've been spending a lot of my time investing in others and creating space for them to enjoy, feeling secure and relaxed and helping them with their growth and along their personal journey. And, it's really something that I love doing. And I've spent a great deal of years, building that business for myself in the traditional space. And there's a lot to always supporting others. And I think for myself, it just really led me to a place where it was hard to maintain. It was very hard to, look after myself as well as be there and be fully present for everyone else. And not only that, it was also hard to be there for my family. So as much as I was doing my passionate, my most dream job, if you will, it really was leaving this space where I still felt really exhausted and disconnected from the life that I actually desired.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally feel that. And I believe, your husband is home now, isn't he? But he was also in FIFO. So that would have just added another extra element as well to all of it, I imagine.
Yeah, it's interesting. He did come home for a little bit because I did get to that point where I was so burnt out that I just couldn't cope. And it actually, I got very sick and I couldn't do like the basic things, even feeding all of the horses of a morning. It was very hard. I was just exhausted. Getting out of bed every day was hard. So I had to take a step back from my job. And that was really hard, being self-employed and having my own business. It meant no income, basically.
Yeah.
And so, not only was I exhausted, burnt out, unable to work, we then also had, back to one income, which is very hard. We
Mm.
were supporting we've got 4 kids
Yeah.
and, a whole tribe of horses, and, it wasn't really an ideal situation for us. So he did come home for a little bit to support me through that. And that was amazing. But it really pointed out to us that what we were doing wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
We had to find another way where we could really nourish ourselves and our health, as well as being able to live the life that we wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is so true. Like these days, you can't live off one income, barely if you're on your own with maybe a dog, but let alone add some horses and some kids to the mix. It's like
Yeah.
there's got to be a lot more coming in, right? So, yeah, I feel so much for you when you were back in that space, and it would have been such a tough time to go through. And I just wonder, like, what was your outlook? Like, what was the thought process that you were having? Like, did you feel like what did you feel needed to shift? What needed to change?
Yeah, well, I guess it really highlighted for us that we couldn't keep just trading our time for money. Like there was always more overtime to be done, or there was more, another job or another trying to make income in another way. But it really just meant a trade-off. It really meant, that we didn't have time together, especially when my husband was away. Like time was limited anyway. And then, to add that into the mix made it even worse. So we really had a look at the way we were living on a daily basis and how we were going to plan for our future, because we knew if we kept going that way, we wouldn't even be capable of working in the jobs that we had, let alone being able to support ourselves. So, yeah, we took a look at a lot of things, mostly around our mindset
Mm-hmm.
and about how we could do it differently and what was available, instead of just, doing what's considered, I suppose, the right thing, building a business, having, this ideal lifestyle. It wasn't actually what we wanted for ourselves into the future. So yeah, we started exploring different ways, and had a look at possibilities to build something that was more leveraged, so we weren't always trading our time for money.
Yeah, absolutely. And where did that lead you?
Yeah, so I'm so glad you asked, because, we can explore all of the different options, but I was super blessed to come across an amazing opportunity in the online space that really ticked all of those boxes. It gave us an opportunity to build leveraged income. It allowed for us to upskill ourselves and learn a skill set that would allow us to build something in the long term, so that we could keep creating money even when we weren't working. And that was like one of the best things that stood out for us. But not only that, with my husband being away and the kids getting older, it also gave me a chance. Like you said, we met a few years ago and we just have the most amazing community. So it
Mm.
allowed me to have this sense of connection as well whilst I was doing that. Because building a traditional business, which, I've done for over nearly 15 years, it's quite lonely. You
Yeah.
don't have support. You don't have people, giving you the latest tools and skill sets. You have to go and do that all on your own.
Yeah.
So, having a community to build this alongside with was really valuable to me as well.
Yeah, 100%. I often say that the community is probably for me been, one of my favorite things about finding this space, and one of the biggest things that have changed my life as well, because yeah, like I quite often felt like I didn't fit in anywhere until I found this community. I was like, oh, I found my people. These people get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I absolutely love that. And I love as well, there is, mentioned the possibility of earning, when we're sleeping, that we get to turn this business into passive income. But the best part about it is that you didn't have to, go and shut down your traditional business to be able to make time for this. Like you can squeeze it into the pockets of the time that you have around doing your traditional business, around still working with your horses, which is your passion and what you love to do. So that's just such another powerful thing about it. So I'd love to know, like, what's been, I guess maybe in a sense you've already answered it, but what's been like the biggest thing that has changed for you since starting in the online space in this business?
Yeah. Well, I touched a little bit on that. Like the mindset has been an amazing shift for us and the connection with the people. But in addition to that, one of the biggest gifts has really been having a plan and a blueprint to follow
Mhm.
now, and knowing that if we just keep following that path,
Yeah.
that we're going to get where we want to be, and that, we have enough to worry about in life without having, thinking, where am I going to go with this? So yeah, for me, that clarity and having something to focus on and knowing, that's where we're going and this is how we get there has been, invaluable.
Yeah, I got like a feeling of just full excitement when you said that. We have a plan, and I
Yeah.
love that. And it's so exciting, especially when you are somebody who, doesn't have a university degree. I know you are, well educated, but if you don't have a university degree or you didn't finish high school like myself and all of those things, and it was kind of like, well, I don't have any of that. So what else is there for me apart from working a 9 to 5? But the online space, it offers up like it opens up such a whole world of possibility. And then to step into something where it's all mapped out for us, it's just so exciting and it makes it so doable in bite-sized pieces for the everyday person. So I love that you touched on that and brought that up. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
And it's funny that you mentioned, having a degree and everything, because I actually, like, I've been to university 3 times,
Yeah.
but I still know and I value those skills. They're serving me well, but they do just prepare you for one path
Hmm.
that is 9 to 5, for however many years. And it's tough out
Yeah.
there in the job economy at the moment. So, even having all of that skill set and all of that behind me, I know I still need something else that works for me when I'm not trading my time and my other professional skills.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's the thing that you're most excited for in the future? Like, what is Emma Ride's biggest dream at the moment that she's bringing to life?
Oh, well, besides our trip to San Diego in a few weeks, that's pretty
Oh
amazing. I'm
my God,
super
a few weeks.
excited.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Besides that, in the short term, like for me, the thing that really cracks my heart wide open is the impact that is possible now. Like I worked my butt off and myself to the ground trying to make an impact and change people's lives, and it did happen and I still do it, but I get to do it on a bigger scale
Yeah.
now. There's so many more people I can reach and so many more lives that I can change.
Hmm.
And not just me, but us as a community.
Yeah.
There's everybody out there spreading this beautiful and amazing gift and showing people a new way, and that really lights me up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a ripple effect, isn't it? Like by us improving ourselves, changing our mindset, and working towards our own dreams, we share that with other like minded people, and then they get to bring their own dreams to life, and then they go and pass that forward. So it really, that's how this gets to be such a global, beautiful thing that we get to create here. And like a lot of people, that might be watching and they still might be skeptical, or I know I have a lot of girls jump into my DMs, but they're always just a little bit frightened, a little bit skeptical, unsure of whether they should really take that next step to even find out more for themselves. What bit of advice would you say to them?
Oh, what advice? There's a lot, and I was the same. There was a lot of fear in terms of change and moving from my direction, which I was super committed to. I'd invested so much going down that original path. But my advice would be, don't wait for things to get worse. You
Mm,
know, your dream is right there. And even though it feels far away, if you get the right model, which we have, and you get the right mentorship, which is also available, then it's all just going to open up for you. So don't be afraid, even if there's a little bit of curiosity, take a look, reach out and find out what actually is possible.
I love that. I felt that. Don't wait for things to get worse.
Yes.
That's Yeah, powerful, powerful. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's
I'm
been
so
my pleasure.
excited for San Diego. I feel like it was last week we were saying, oh, next year in San Diego. Now you're saying in a few weeks. So
Great.
I'm super excited, and we were in Japan together, and it's 8,000 people coming together from the same community, from the same business, and it's just going to be so, so powerful. And I can't wait to hug you and squeeze you there. That's
Yes.
such another,
Same.
like the best thing about the events that we get to go to is, yes, the online thing is good as well, but when you get to actually see people in person from the online space, it's just, yeah, fills your heart with so much love. So I
Yes,
can't wait
I
to see
agree.
you.
Can't
Thank you.
wait either.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or if anything here today has resonated with you, landed for you, or made you just that little bit curious, reach out to Emma, reach out to myself, jump in our DMs. That's what we're here for. We're here to support you in learning more for yourself and, yeah, help you to find that courage and belief within yourself that maybe there is more out there for you. I've just noticed all the shadows across my face, so that's been a good look for the interview.
I love that you're out in nature
I
and
know.
that's how we get to do
Yeah.
this work,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
It's
I
raining.
love it.
It's raining here for me, unfortunately, but
Yeah. I'll enjoy the sunshine for you and I'll let
yes,
you enjoy the rest of your amazing Friday, lovely lady. Thank you so much, Emma.
thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.